Hey there, Troy High School. How are you? You can put your hands together. It's a Friday. It's a Saturday night. Feels good. It is so odd and so strange, the times that we've been through. I know for everybody here, and so many, it's been a tough time, and some more than others, with loss of family members and friends, and just a way of life that was changed. You know, I was actually sitting backstage just now, and I thought to myself, wow, it was 2 years ago that I was back there as we were about to do the orchestra concert 2 years ago. That was just weeks before the pandemic started and the shutdown began. And so it is so good to be back and so wonderful to be sitting with all of you today and being a part of this. Isn't this wonderful? Does it feel good to be in community again? I got to tell you, it really does. And yes, we have a limited crowd, but still, the Spirit is here, and you know, you got to take your Netflix remote, your Amazon remotes, and toss them aside on a Saturday night and actually leave, get dressed up, and have some fun tonight. And we get to do it with truly some of the finest musicians in Metro Detroit. Wouldn't you say that's the case? They are the finest musicians in Metro Detroit. I often tell people, you know, when at Fox 2, I'm an anchor and reporter there, and I do the 5 o'clock news every night. And what are you doing this weekend? I said, I'm emceeing an orchestra concert at my old high school. And people will say, oh, your high school. It kind of give you that look, like, that's so sweet. And I kind of go, no, I don't think you understand. This is a treat for me because I get to sit backstage and truly listen to some of the finest musicians in Metro Detroit. When you shut your eyes and you listen to what comes out of these instruments and out of these young people on stage tonight, you just got to shake your head and say, are you kidding me? These are high schoolers. And it's been like that for a long time. This program is 45 years old, and that is pretty incredible. I'm 45 years old, so that's incredible. So I was joking. I said, so it's a very young program, very, very young program. 45 years, and I'm looking in the audience, and I see some familiar faces, although it's hard with all the lights in my face to recognize some of them. But I know I see Alan McNair in the audience, who was my orchestra teacher from 1991 until 1993 when I was in the orchestra right here at Troy High School. Alan McNair, I got to tell you, you taught me, even when you're not good at something, to continue to work to get better no matter what. And I became a better orchestra player and a better person because of Alan McNair. And so we're so thrilled that Alan is here tonight. And I know that Alan has inspired so many other people here as well. All right, so we have a very, very special announcement. We have a new director. All you parents know that already. But for those who are just members of the community who are dropping in tonight, what's been happening since you've been sitting at home during the pandemic? Well, somebody's been hard at work taking a very, very difficult task of an excellent program and continuing that excellence. But they found a determined and very qualified and talented conductor. And that director is Wendy Stuart. And we should all, because she's listening right now, we should all put your hands together for Wendy Stuart, knowing that she's new and she's starting out doing her thing here tonight. This orchestra program here at Troy High has evolved over the past 30 years to one of the richest when it comes to variety, when it comes to tradition and excellence. Students make music in a myriad of styles, from country to classical, chamber ensemble to full orchestra as well. And they even commissioned 3 different works to full and string orchestra. Tonight, we're pleased to welcome Jeremy Kittel and Jacob Warren. Jacob Warren is a multi-style bassist, and also Jeremy Kittel. He's a Grammy-nominated violinist, fiddler, and composer. I had the honor of meeting them backstage a few minutes ago, and they are as humble as they are qualified and talented. And so we look forward to them leading the way in many ways tonight on stage. We also want to recognize some really special guests in the audience, and I would like the following people to stand and wave. I know that everyone I'm about to introduce is a humble person, but I got to ask you to please stand up. A friend of mine and someone who is the leader of the great city of Troy, Mayor Ethan Baker, is a man who's committed to business and community and to the young people in the city of Troy. There he is, Mr. Mayor, and I think Bethany, the First Lady of Troy, is here as well. Thank you, Bethany, for being here as well. Councilwoman Ellen Hodorek. Councilwoman, you just continue to show people that you're here during the toughest days and the best days. Tonight we celebrate on one of the best days, your commitment to the city of Troy. Rebecca Chamberlain, Councilwoman as well here in Troy. Thank you so much for being here tonight and for the work that you do in the great city of Troy. I should mention my hometown of Troy that I am so still proud of till this day. Even though we live in Oakland Township, when I drive over in this part of the town, I always go, wow, this is a great city. Cindy Stuart is someone who tells the stories of this great city through the cable channels, through the community outreach that she does each and every day. The Community Affairs Director for the City of Troy, Cindy Stuart. Put your hands together for Cindy. We also have the principal of Troy High School, and you know you're getting older when the principal of your old high school is now your age, right? And so he's a great guy and an amazingly committed and passionate educator whose resume is very long, but his commitment and his heart and what he shows each and every day at this high school, you don't need to read about it. You can feel it when you meet him. Put your hands together for Mr. Roncone, the Troy High principal. Mr. Brian Zawislak is the Troy High assistant principal. Put your hands together for him as well. Because he's one of my favorite people in my educational journey, I mentioned him right off the top at first, but please put your hands together for the one and only, the multi-talented and committed, a gentleman, a scholar in every way when it comes to music, and just a good human being, Mr. Alan McNair. Put your hands together for Alan. Mr. McNair, we have a special treat. I'll be playing the violin just for you in a few moments. No, I won't. He says, please don't. Just say hello. That'll be great. He remembers from 31 years ago what that sounded like. I wasn't the best, but he made me better. Ladies and gentlemen, we had some talented people who are about to play for you tonight. Many of them are your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, nephews, friends, neighbors. And we're about to get blown away, as we do every year, in person here at this concert. We're going to begin with the Troy Country Fiddlers. You know, they've established over 20 years ago by Mr. McNair, who really was inspired after attending the performance of the Fiddlers Philharmonic, one of the original high school fiddle groups. And it turns out that tonight's special guest, Jeremy Kittel, was a member of that group when he was in high school back a few years ago, right? The Troy Country Fiddlers perform all around Troy and the surrounding communities, at hospitals. They do work at benefits, museums, retirement homes, and they delighted audiences everywhere they go. This is a special treat because these students have volunteered hours and hours of their own time to brighten the days of all who hear them. The Troy Country Fiddlers begin with Libertango by Argentinian composer Astor Piazzolla. The title alludes to the composer's artistic shift or liberation from traditional tango style to the new Tango Nuevo. The final selection is Folk Tune Air and Fiddler's Fury, which explores the other side of folk music, fueled by a quick rhythmic beat featuring shuffle bowing, flamboyant finger slides, and furious fiddling. Now, without any further ado, put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, Troy High School, the Troy High welcome to your Troy Country Fiddlers. You know, you're allowed to clap for them more if you want, because they're still there. They're hanging out. Nice job. All right, my friends, so we're giving away some prizes too, which is fun, right? So we're not just here to listen to some great music. We have a raffle drawing. You may have gotten a raffle ticket. And so this evening we will be offering several opportunities to win gift cards to area restaurants and businesses. Please join me in welcoming Debbie with Oath. She's the Oath president. And Debbie, this is our first raffle drawing for the night. So we're going to be kind of rocking it right here.
Sure. Okay, good evening, everybody. We are starting our raffle portion of the evening, so hopefully all of you received at least one raffle ticket with your ticket. I've got a gold box here, and let me grab the first. By the way, didn't the fiddler sound great? Let's give them another round of applause. Okay, I've got a couple gift bags here, and they contain gift cards to local area restaurants. I want to say a thank you to a handful of parents who helped out in soliciting from local businesses. That includes Michelle Aran, Vani Wijada, Paling, I forget her last name, sorry, and a couple other parents. Yeah. So our first ticket is ticket 986-019, and it goes to Vienna Thiev. First name Vienna. Okay, that's what's coming. Oh. The second gift bag goes to Felix Urbina. Felix. Congratulations. Okay, the next person must be a doctor or something because I can't quite read their name. So I'm going to go with the number. 386090. I think the last name is Bluan. It might be Ian. And again, it's 386090. Oh, if you can raise your hand, that would also help. Oh, okay, coming out. You know what, there's still something else. Okay, it sounds like our Estella trio is still setting up, so I will call one more. I've got the name Stanko, and the ticket number is 386124. Oh, right up front. Congratulations. And I think we have time for one more thought. And this goes to Georgina Bello. Ticket number 986188. Georgia Bello. They can raise their hand, or they're coming down. We'll do one more. We'll do one more. Okay, we've got a twofer. We've got Stanko again. 386155. So either they bought a lot or they got lucky. Congratulations, everyone, and we should soon be listening to the Estella Trio.
All right. And we still have other items that if you weren't one of the lucky ones this time around, you're going to have a chance to win some of the other things, including an HS pie, which I love, and it's sitting next to me backstage. So if for whatever reason it's gone in a little while, no, I won't eat it. I promise. I'll tell you, this is great. We have a full evening ahead, and already the fiddlers showed us what a great night it's going to be. But I was just kind of thinking about how every single one of the young people who's on stage getting ready right now, and the ones you're going to see in a moment here, they're doing something that this pandemic, it was almost impossible to do, which was to find joy. And so many people wanted music and wanted joy during this really difficult time. And tonight we get to celebrate, because of your kids, music and joy. And I think you can put your hands together for you and your family for providing us with the talent that's up here tonight. Give yourself a round of applause. All right, my friends, so we march along here tonight. The Estella Piano Trio is next, and it's going to be a real treat for you coming up here. One of the most important aspects of advanced musical training is the chance to study and play solo literature and chamber music. 2 weeks ago, the Troy High School Orchestra Department sent over 80 students to the Regional Solo and Ensemble Festival. That's a big deal. They performed in almost 60 different events. These students performed in duets, trios, quartets, and yes, even as soloists as well. Working in chamber ensembles allows students to experience a wealth of incredible repertoire while really working collaboratively to develop their own interpretation. This year's featured ensemble is a special one, the Estella Piano Trio, including 3 of the most accomplished student musicians, Andrew Wang on the violin, Lisa Bake on the cello, and Vivian Park on the piano. Please welcome to this stage the wonderful trio performing the Piano Trio No. 1 in B major by Franz Schubert. Put your hands together for the Estella Piano Trio. Thank you very much for your gift of music. Very beautiful. That was great. Well, now, my friends, it's time to introduce to you our freshman orchestra. The outstanding quality of the Troy High Freshman Orchestra is really a tribute to our excellent elementary and middle school teachers. Most of these students began their string studies in the 5th grade with our outstanding elementary teachers. Our current elementary teachers, Joanna Van Izenga and Isaac Weiss, are new to Troy this year. We're so glad to have them as part of this great orchestra faculty. In middle school, they have worked with Rhiannon Tesselin, Claire Murphy, or Laura Zaitis. As they begin their high school career, they are ready to tackle really some of the real masterworks for string orchestra. We are fortunate to have the support of the district in maintaining a strong middle school program with 7th and 8th graders meeting every single day. The freshman orchestra will begin with a work by Antonio Vivaldi, Sinfonia in F major, that shows off all the sections of the orchestra through dynamic, driving counterpoint. Next, they're going to be performing Griots by Kurt Mosier. Griots and West African poets, musicians, and dancers who tell stories and lead songs. This piece uses a really cool rhythm to tell the powerful journey. Finally, Jimmy Kittel and Jacob Warren join the freshmen on stage to perform Sally Gooden, a traditional American bluegrass tune. Ladies and gentlemen, my distinct pleasure to introduce to you the Troy High School Freshman Orchestra. Friends, so we're going to continue our program with the wonderful freshman orchestra. I want you to help me in welcoming once again to the stage Jeremy Kittel and Jacob Warren. They're back on stage. Jeremy, would you like to share with us what you and Jacob will be doing, what you'll be performing here? Maybe we'll be doing that in just a moment. He's just getting set up right now. As we continue, we're just waiting. Go ahead. You got to set up your stuff. You can't do a concert without everyone being able to hear you properly. And so he's getting everything set up, and here he goes. In the meantime, let me ask you: are you having a good time? You having a good night? Yes. Good. I got to tell you, it's been really nice talking and getting to know our new conductor, and she's just extraordinary. Wendy, has been doing this for a long time. And throughout Metro Detroit and elsewhere, but to come back to Troy, to come here and to do this here, she's thrilled. Had a chance to catch up with her a little bit about why this program is so special. And I think anyone who, in the parents right now, all of the audience members, have you had other siblings of the ones that are up here in the program? Raise your hands if this is like a multiple student event for you. Yes? All right. So you've had students before, and you know that there's a storied tradition of leadership when it comes to the director of the orchestra, and Wendy just steps right into that and is just as passionate and committed to making sure that music continues to be played in the way it does. One thing that I like that she told me backstage was, she said, I think it's really important to keep in mind, this is not just about making music, this is a family. And I think when you have that attitude and you have that understanding from a leadership point of view, it trickles down to everybody who's part of that family. And so we're excited for that as well. So without any further ado, I think now we're ready to introduce our distinguished guests, Jeremy Kittel and Jacob Warren. And please help me in welcoming both of them to the stage right now. Jeremy, please do share with us a little bit about what we're going to hear in the next few minutes here. Jeremy, go ahead. Your alarm just went off, by the way, someone in the back.
Hello, everybody. It's great to be here and to celebrate this amazing, truly stellar string program here, your own Troy Orchestras. And we are Jeremy Kittel, the Royal We, and my friend here, the amazing Jacob Warren. Please make him welcome as well. I'm just delighted to be back in my home state, to get to play with so many wonderful young musicians, and to get to also work with my friend Wendy, who I've had the pleasure of working with on a number of occasions over at the Clarkson schools over the years. And so it's just really cool and kind of coming full circle to be here. And while they're getting set up for the next orchestra, we're going to play you a couple of things. We're going to probably go to a lot of different places here, but we'll start off with a couple tunes from mostly the Irish tradition, the Celtic traditions, I should say, a tune of mine called Disconnect, and a couple Irish reels. Unless you were opposed to Irish reels. Is anybody opposed? Okay, I think we're in the clear. Here we go. So much. Well, this next one is by request from some of the students, and let's see. Did a little bit of this in the class the other day. This is the first attempt I ever made at learning to play any instrument and sing at the same time. So, cat's out of the bag. Stretch these vocal cords. I'm sure there aren't any Beatles fans in the audience. It's a great classic here. Feel free to come say hi if you want to. I'll be out at intermission as well. I have some merch, some posters, and CDs and things like that. Be happy to sign it as well. Thanks for listening. So glad to be here, part of this wonderful, truly wonderful event. Yesterday, well, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, well, I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Why she had to go, I don't know. She wouldn't say. I said something wrong. Now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Take it, Jacob. wish she had to go. I don't know, she wouldn't say. I said something wrong, now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Jacob. Great work. You think it's hard to order something at a restaurant with a mask on? Try singing and playing the bass. That takes some talent. Takes some talent. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Very, very wonderful for you to bring your music and bring your talent here to Troy like that, and to help these young people behind the stage as well and continue to inspire them. And that's what this next group has already been inspired by, the great music that they've been hearing around them. We're moving on to the concert orchestra now. The orchestra is a very fine performing ensemble comprised of 10th through 12th grade students. The members of this group love to play and are very dedicated to their orchestra. Because this group meets first hour, many of these students begin their entire day with music. What a great way to start. The concert orchestra will begin their program as they take a fantastic journey into the far reaches of outer space with Richard Meyer's Ad Astra, which means to the stars. Then they'll be joined by Jeremy Kittel and Jacob Warren once again, so you'll have a chance to be treated to their music once again to perform Cascade, also featuring Soham Inamdar on the drum set. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and a warm Troy welcome to the Troy High School Concert Orchestra. All right, my friends, I know it's, like a seventh inning stretch. You want to get up and kind of walk around a little bit, maybe say hi to some friends and family. We're going to be back in about 10 to 15 minutes. Don't be late because we want to get started with the next part of our program. So look forward to saying hi and socializing, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. We'll see you in 10 minutes. Bye-bye.
I don't know if this is on. Intermission is still going on, but it's come to my attention that everyone who bought a ticket is entitled to a raffle ticket. And it's come to my attention there are some people who came in kind of close to the beginning of the concert and missed the opportunity to fill out a raffle ticket. So if that is the case for you, we do have a parent outside with raffle tickets, and you can go ahead and fill out the raffle ticket you're entitled to, and we will continue with some of the gifts after the break. Thank you. satchel box. Hello again, everyone. It's been a great first half of a concert, and before we get started with the Philharmonic Orchestra, we're going to raffle off a couple more prizes. We have a gift basket for Sean Lee, and that is ticket 986016. Sean Lee. I see a hand over there. Thank you. Congratulations. And now we have Tony Rose Cudilla, ticket 731059. Again, Tony Rose, over there. And now we have the one that Ruth wants to win. It's some gift cards, including Ackett's Pie, and that goes to Anu Iyengar, ticket number 386408. Do we have somebody coming down? Congratulations, Anu. And I will turn things back over to Roop. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Debbie. Thank you. You know, the last time we had to delay, I think it was like 2 years ago, right before COVID hit, and they said you have to delay. Remember when I had to delay a few minutes ago? They said do the weather, and I did the weather for like 30 seconds. The only thing about the weather you have to know is it's going to be really cold outside for the next 3 months, and it'll warm back up. That's your weather forecast, unfortunately. But I can tell you that things will be heating up on stage behind us here in a matter of seconds as we introduce the Philharmonic Orchestra. You know, they're comprised of students that perform at a really high level, and they're just extraordinary, and they'd be in the top orchestra of any other school. They're a very dedicated and talented group and are focused on performing the finest literature in a mature and yet musical way. The Philharmonic Orchestra will begin tonight with the very exciting The Fire Within by Brian Balmages. Next, the orchestra will be performing the moving Madrigal by Carl Bohm. The Philharmonic will continue to Duke Ellington's jazz standard Caravan, again featuring our solo artists Jeremy Kittel and Jacob Warren, with Soham Inamadar on the drum set. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you your Troy High School Philharmonic Orchestra.
Wasn't that fun? Well, I think we're going to play a couple selections while they transition to the final orchestra evening. And this curtain coming down means you guys did an amazing job. That's what that means. Yeah. Really. So we'll play you a little tune, fiddle tune by one of the greatest fiddle tune composers of all time, Mr. J.S. Bach, of course. And we'll play it a little bit more like a fiddle tune in this certain rendition for you now. This is called Preludio. Jacob Warren on the bass today. Jacob and I, this is so fun for me because we've been in the same kind of music scene for a while, but this is the first time we've ever had a chance to play a concert together. And in fact, we only had never played music until yesterday. Is that right? So, but we come from the same scene of acoustic musicians, and it's such a pleasure. Jacob is, in my opinion, one of the worldwide top bassists already in this kind of new, exciting, emerging style of string playing on the bass. So it's a real pleasure. Jacob Warren. We'll play one more for you on the jazz side of things before the final orchestra symphony comes out. And this is a tune by the great Chick Corea, wonderful composer and pianist, amazing musician. And I had the pleasure of meeting Chick one time, and he was all smiles after a gig, and I was a very, I think, excited 17-year-old kid. But this is one of his signature tunes called Spain. And again, it's such a pleasure to be here. And yeah, I guess I may see a few more words at some point, but it's really just wonderful. I think you have such a special program here, and I'm excited for the future, and it's glad to see all of you here in person, and I know there are people watching as well, supporting the program and all that. So absolutely wonderful. Thank you. And now your symphony.
Thank you both once again. That was wonderful. All right, my friends, we are in now for the grand finale, if you will, of tonight's great show. Already, though, let's put your hands together for all the young men and women who've been playing and doing an extraordinary job tonight. Just awesome. Just awesome. And to the new conductor of this wonderful orchestra, put your hands together for Wendy as well. She's amazing. And Jeremy and Jacob, what a treat to have you with us tonight. So the Troy High Symphony Orchestra is next. As you know, they've been honored not only by being featured in the article in Strings Magazine, but also by being invited to perform in Ann Arbor at Hill Auditorium for a very special performance at the 60th Annual Michigan Music Educators Conference. That's a big deal to be invited over there and to have to play in front of all the esteemed audience there. With the winds, brass, and percussion from the Troy High Symphonic Band, the Symphony Orchestra is one of the finest high school orchestras, not only in the state of Michigan, but truly in this country. And that's something to be proud of right here in Troy. The Symphony Orchestra will be joined this evening by Ruth Myers playing the harp. The orchestra takes the stage to perform Romeo and Juliet Fantasy Overture. I get choked up just talking about Romeo and Juliet. Excuse me. You know, the overture begins with a solemn, a really interesting beginning representing Friar Lawrence. Two contrasting themes emerge. The first, brutal and nervous, representing the warring families. The second is a splendid love theme for Romeo and Juliet. At the conclusion, the music does move into a quiet, reflective segment as well. Steadily, the music retreats into deep sadness. What futility and tragedy had happened here? A roaring conclusion brings the overture to a close. After that, the Symphony Orchestra will be joined again by Jeremy and Jacob and Ruth Myers to perform Jeremy Kittel's own Stones River. By the way, Stones River, really interesting, intertwines 11 early American melodies from both the Revolutionary War and the Civil War eras, and its title refers to the Battle of Stones River in 1862. It's a really interesting journey that they're going to be taking you through tonight. And I also want to point out that right now as we speak, close to 100 people are watching this on the YouTube channel. right now for Troy High School. And so that's pretty extraordinary. Those who couldn't be sitting next to you or watching this at home right now. And hey, they have one advantage. They don't get to hear the wonderful sounds in person, but they don't have to wear a mask. And with that, my friends, enjoy the Troy High School Symphony Orchestra.